Hey guys, it's your girl Kizzy Rock, and yes, Kizzy Rock is my birth given name. Happy second recording on this Wednesday. Want to say hey to all my subscribers, new as well as seasoned. Got a word for you. Tap in. Quick recording, guys. I got to go on lunch really quickly and meet someone. So I got a DM on Instagram from a young lady who heard the recording this morning on heartbreak, and she said it was definitely for her. It was a recording that she didn't even know that she needed, but it blessed her soul. However, she wanted to know what isolation season is, because she knows that her situation came to an end, right? She knows it, so she's not in denial about it. But she wanted to know, what does it mean when God places you in isolation season? Okay, so to summarize this, right, because I can give you like a whole, or we can give you like a whole paragraph, right? Because I think, again, we all are different. We all have our stuff. Every person is not the same. But ultimately, isolation season is about isolating you, meaning you and only you, isolating you in a season for a period of time. How long that time is, who knows? It just depends on all kind of factors. How long you fight against the process, how much God have to clean you up, how much you are resisting and try. It's just a whole slew of things. So it's just a season. There's no time frame. It could be 1 month, which I personally, but I don't personally know anybody who's been in isolation season for 1 month. That's more years, right? But everybody's different. So it could be from 1 month to 5 years. It just depends. But ultimately, God needs your attention. So he's going to remove all distractions, and he's going to probably remove everything that you've put in place for yourself. So maybe protect yourself. Maybe you've experienced some traumas, right? And so now you built all these walls up in different ways. So ultimately, it is to strip you down to your bare minimum, almost like you're naked, right? Transparent moment here. I don't know anyone and I'm sure there may be people I don't know who've voluntarily I don't know why I'm tickled. I'm coming. I don't know why I'm so tickled. But I don't know anyone who voluntarily just went into isolation season. Everyone I know, including myself, you were thrown in there, right? I mean, it would be amazing, right? It would be amazing if we feel like, oh, my life is just so such and such, and I'm just going to go and sit into an isolation season, right? It would be amazing because we can just like speed up the process. But most times you're thrown in there because either you are trying to avoid the call on your life, or maybe, you just don't have the strength to walk away from certain situations, and God he's told you and he warned you, and you just keep playing around, or you just don't know, so he's going to throw your butt in isolation season. And I think that's the reason why most people kick and fight and scream against it, because it's almost like you don't know what he's doing. So you feel like it's torture. You feel like you're being punished. It's almost like, God, well, I'm a good person. Why am I? Okay, I'm getting annoyed now. It's almost like, God, I'm a great person. Why am I being punished? What did I do? And many times it's not even about the fact that you're doing something, right? It's about him trying to help you to understand that there's a call on your life and you're just going in the wrong direction. Like me, you may be too focused on, you may be career driven, right? You really think your career is your purpose because you're so great at doing it and you've been doing it for a long time. Well, really, that's not your purpose, right? Your career or your job may fund your purpose. So there's so many different reasons on why he will call you into isolation season, but ultimately, I believe it is designed for you to get in alignment with whatever he has for you. So I think that just kind of summarizes it. I have to really go, guys, to meet someone for lunch really quickly. But yes, it's You know, I mean, I didn't voluntarily ask for it, but I did. I'll never forget. One day, I was so frustrated. I was driving, and I just had a moment, but I didn't know he was going to throw me in isolation season. I just said, Lord, I'm tired. I'm just tired. Everybody's calling me. Leave me alone, Lord. Please, can I have somebody else to just drive the steering wheel, right? Please just send somebody to take this driver seat and let me sit on the passenger side. I'm just tired. I was just venting. And then, before I know it, I'm in isolation season. Fighting, kicking and screaming. He's like, well, didn't you say you're tired? Right? Didn't you say you're tired? So I need to, how can I just put someone else in the driver's seat when you're so used to driving? So I need to strip you from your driving, whatever you're driving, right? So sit in this passenger seat. The passenger seat is about isolation. I have to transform you. So that's the whole thing. We be asking for things and think we don't have to be transformed for it. You're asking for a job, right? Or you're asking for a business, but yet you still can't even perform on the job. You're always late at the job. You're stealing these people paper clips and typing paper and all this other stuff, right? So before I give you the business, let me strip you of your own thought process and your own perspective of how you think you can just mistreat other people's stuff, right? So I gotta shake you up, and I gotta really show you the importance of order and structure and things like that, right? Before I give you the business. I can't just give you a business from a crazy mindset to just a business person. No, I gotta shape you, right? Or you're asking for a husband, yeah, you're a horrible girlfriend. Right? You're a horrible girlfriend, but you want me to send you a husband. You're asking me for a husband, but your mouth is still crazy, right? You're asking me for a husband, but you still don't even know how to let somebody help you because of trauma from childhood. So, all right, you ask me for this stuff. I'm just speaking in general here, right? You asked me, and I'm not saying you did it, sis. I'm just speaking in general. You asked me for a husband, and now when I throw you in isolation season to teach you that the stuff that your mama taught you was wrong, right? To teach you that you have all these father wounds because your father wasn't there and he said he was coming and he left you sitting on the porch and you're sitting there for hours waiting on him. He never showed up. So now every time your boyfriend's at work and he don't answer, you're spazzing out on him because you think he's never going to show up and he's cheating on you and he left you like your daddy did. So before I release my son, right? The man I got for you, before I release my son to you, you're not going to drive him crazy. So instead, let me take your crazy behind and throw you in isolation season for I can really strip you of the things that you were taught and that you saw. Then let me love on you properly. Because let me tell you something. I actually said that in the comment section of that recording. The love you experience, like when you stop all that kicking and screaming and acting a fool, when you first get there, the love you experience, the way God love up on you in transformation season is a love that you never knew existed. It just hit me. I just felt that love. It's a love you never knew existed. So this love is designed for several reasons. For one, to teach your behind that when he does send your husband, right? Listen, that you got to love him first, period. No love can compare to that. None. The way God loves on you, the way God loves you. Also, he wants to love on you properly so you can understand that you deserve to be loved. So you can stop dealing with these fools who won't even love you properly. And many times they got their own stuff, right? That's what I always tell people too. Sometimes, listen, you can have a person who love you and they just don't know how to love you. I know I've experienced that, right? They don't know. They have their stuff too. They have their own demons. Maybe they didn't see healthy love, right? So their actions don't show because they don't even know the actions themselves. So that's a whole nother recording. Maybe I'll save that one for another day. But when you experience what true unconditional love is, and because God have now provided you with that because you've never felt it before, you will now know how to receive love properly. You will also know how to give love properly. But most importantly, you will be very, very careful and very, very selective about who you choose to love or who you allow to choose to love you. So there's a number of things on why God, and you just deserve it. You deserve to be loved that way, right? But when you come out, like how my good sis said in that comment section, she was saying that she's still currently in isolation season, but how she loves herself so much. The reason why she loves herself so much, because listen, when God loves on you like that, you love yourself. That's why I always say too, when it comes down to confidence, when I'm speaking about confidence, when that confidence is solid like that, it comes because God have already loved on you properly, and he teaches you to love yourself through that, because you're loving yourself through him, not from a fleshly standpoint because you look a certain way or you got a certain, that's an internal love because God have already loved on you. And now you know who you are. You now know what you deserve. You already know what you ain't gonna play with, and what you, listen, you coming correct or you ain't coming at all, period, right? So you can only have that kind of confidence when God have already loved on you properly. And the crazy part about that, well, I guess it could be crazy for some people. It almost like, listen, God sets the bar, right? So when you look at the numbers and statistics about, how many females is available and how many males is available. Listen, you're not worried about all that, right? You're not even worried about all that because you're good. You're good regardless. So it's almost like it will be maybe a little intimidating for somebody who really, 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 really wants to get married, who really, really want and gotta have a relationship. Even if that's your mindset, that will not be your mindset coming out of isolation season. You will not need a man. You won't need a person because you're already fulfilled, right? The only thing you need is God. You need your purpose and your calling. An individual is an addition, a wonderful, amazing addition, but an addition to you because you're already fulfilled. You know who you are. So if you feel like you're lacking and you feel like you're not enough of a person and you're not whole unless you're married, unless there's a person to come in and they add to you and now you feel whole, you got work to do. You're already a whole individual. Then when that person comes to you, when God releases that your kingdom purpose partners or spouse, whatever you deem the term to be, it's an addition. It's a partnership. It's two whole people coming together, not two broken, empty people trying to, come on, we didn't do that all of our lives, right? Well, not everybody, but I'm just saying, right? Like, when is the peace coming? Don't you want peace? If there have been, well, maybe you don't want peace because you haven't been transformed yet. When you've been transformed, let me tell you something now. Let me tell you something. You're just not going to be entertaining any time. Listen, if the conversation don't make sense, I ain't got time, period, right? Where before you would entertain foolishness. You would waste time and just sit there and just listen to you. Now, like after the fact, sis, once you've been transformed, again, you realize your value, okay? You're not going to let people play with your time all kind of way. People won't play with you all kind of way because now you know, you just, right? You be pleasant. You be nice, of course. Hey, how are you? Oh, thank you. Likewise. Have a great day. Period. You're not just sitting down talking to anybody just because. For what? What are we talking about? Where are we going? Right? Let's put these visions together. Like, let's take over the world. Let's become billions and billionaires. Not even million, billionaires. Right? What we talking about? I'm fine. Okay, I'm fine. What else? What we talking about? Child. Let me get my button. I am so super late. I just wanted to share that. But yes, sis, but isolation season is truly, truly about just to transform you. Throw you in the season all by yourself. You're going to be naked. He's going to strip you. But when you settle your butt down from kicking and screaming, he's going to love on you properly. He's going to transform you. He's going to teach you so many things. And then he's going to eventually release you. And you're a butterfly. You guys have a great one. It's your girl, Kizzy Rock.